It's hot outside. What is a cool treat that's hard to beat? Today we're going to be making fruit sandwiches. Hello everybody, welcome to Dad's Cooking. I'm Dad. Before we get started, I would like to remind everybody that cooking should be fun. So please go get yourself a drink. I got my meditation juice today. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so first, for anybody who doesn't know, fruit sandwiches are a snack food that they eat over in Japan. It's not just a summertime food, you can get it all year round, but people tend to eat it more in the summertime because it's nice and cool. It's got a nice creamy center and it's got refreshing cold fruit.
You are an unstoppable good idea machine!
Alright. I like to put it in the same ballpark as like a cheesecake, but like a less filling, but almost as rich cheesecake. All right. So if that's what you like, let's get started. All right. So you're going to want a bowl. You're going to need some mascarpone cheese, and you're going to need some whipped cream. All right. I recommend it's going to sound weird. I recommend a cream-based whipped cream. If you want to do your own whipping cream and then whip it up into whipped cream yourself, all the power to you. It'll probably taste that much better. I don't want to go through all that, so we're just going to go with the easy fix today. All right, so like I said, we're going to start with a bowl or mascarpone cheese. There we go. There we go. All right. So we need about 100 grams. That's right. We need about 100 grams of mascarpone cheese. This container is a little bit above 200 grams, so I can basically just cut it in half and dish it out. All right. There we go. And I let this cheese get up to about a room temperature. That way it's easier to mix. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting it for the first probably minute or so that you're working it so that it thaws out anyway. All right, next we need roughly 1 cup's worth of whipped topping. Okay, first give yourself a little bit.
Baby bird?
Already brushed.
Your loss.
You gotta taste it for quality. And then we're gonna go until we can eyeball about a cup. All right, that's about a cup, maybe a little bit more. A little more is not gonna hurt us. And now I'm just gonna mix it up. Going to incorporate this mascarpone cheese with your whipped topping. There we go. There we go. Mascarpone cheese is a creamy type cheese. It is in the same family as a cream cheese. However, I would not use cream cheese in this case because I don't want the filling to be the star of the show for this sandwich. Okay? I want it to be a supporting backup singer, if that makes any sense. And mascarpone cheese is understated enough with flavor that it'll give you that tanginess that you get from a cream cheese, but the sweetness comes from the cream and the fruit. And that's kind of what you want. All right, so let's taste. Take one more taste. That's not bad. All right, so into this cream, we're gonna add a little bit of sugar. I'm gonna add, this is about a tablespoon. Other recipes will call for 3 tablespoons worth for this size of a mixture. I don't need my cream to be as sweet. I don't like it as sweet, but if you do, please go ahead and Add what you like. All right, so next we're gonna add some vanilla extract. And if you are going to use vanilla extract, maybe a dab, maybe two. So call it like a quarter teaspoon or less of vanilla extract. However, we are going to improve this. Instead of the vanilla, which is a perfectly good option, I'm gonna add some rum, which will give us the vanilla along with a little bit of depth of flavor. If you're doing rum, people at home, you party animals, you're only gonna want about a teaspoon, okay? That'll give us a nice depth of flavor, or as the Japanese call it, umami.
Yeah, nope.
All right. Yeah, even my manager's getting mad at me for that one. There we go. And she is 8 months old, but it's funny. So, all right, we're gonna taste one more time.
And he tastes it. He tastes it and tastes it, then tastes it some more.
That tastes absolutely perfect. And if you're worried about the alcohol, don't be, because by the time this is in sandwich form, all of the alcohol is going to leave the cream, so don't worry about that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover this with plastic wrap and we're gonna put it in the fridge. Okay. Okay, there we are. We're gonna put it in the fridge for about a half an hour, up to 4 hours. If you are going to make fruit sandwiches like the next day, you can totally do this ahead of time and keep it in the fridge overnight. Okay, so while that is sitting there, I'm gonna grab my relaxation juice and I'm gonna clean up a lot of this stuff because we're done with it for now. All right, so got some good news and bad news. The good news is our filling is done. It's out of the fridge. It's got a nice thick consistency, but it's not too set up. Okay, just like that. I don't want it too goopy or runny because it'll run off of the bread, and I don't like to have it too set up because then it's hard to spread around. Most recipes that I've seen online call for about 10 minutes in the fridge for this filling, but I don't think that sets it quite enough. So half hour works for me. If you're really in a pinch, I would put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes or so. All right, on to the bad news. I actually thought I was recording for like the last, I don't know, 10 minutes or so.
That's a rookie move, and you hate to see it.
So I actually made 4 sandwiches already, but good news is I realized the mistake and we're moving on. So here we go. But as I said to the ghost audience out there, when it comes to building your sandwiches, you have your cream, you have your fruit, and you have your bread. So in terms of bread, in Japan, they have a bread called shokopan. It's a milk bread, and it's nice and light and springy. It's very, very good, but you can't find that in America. So I had to find the next best stand-in. So I chose 2 of them. I have a butter bread right here, and I have this Texas toast. The butter bread is nice and rich, and the Texas toast has the right shape. It's the right thickness. I'm sure it'll be very fluffy when it's done. All right. So I'm gonna make one more sandwich here. That way everybody can obviously see me make the sandwich. So let's see here. We're gonna slather on a bit of this filling. Okay, want a little bit on both sides. I don't like to have too much filling on my sandwiches. I like a nice thin layer and then some fruit, but to each their own. If you love filling, if you are a filling fiend, you go right ahead. All right, next up, we're going to build our sandwich. All right, so I got some pineapple. Apple.
Pineapple, apple pen.
and some pear. I'm gonna make a pattern just like that all the way down the sandwich. All right. And the reason I'm focusing on this line right here is because that's where I want to cut my sandwich. All right. When you cut it, you have a really good opportunity to make a neat sandwich design with your fruit. And if you go over to Japan, they have fruit sandwich stands everywhere, and they make very interesting designs. I'm sure there are plenty online. Some people want to send that to me on Instagram at Dad's Cooking. Please do. I would love to see them. All right. So I have this one I just made. I have one that's strawberries. That's my strawberry one. That is not, that is pineapple and stuff. This one's my strawberry one because I want it to look like you see it in a convenience store. I got blueberries and I got just a hodgepodge over here. Make sure you keep your cut line in the same spot no matter what. Let's move on. I'm gonna wrap this sucker up and I'll see you in a second.
Wrap it up.
We're all wrapped up, and just so I don't forget where my cutting spots are, I'm gonna mark it quick with a Sharpie. There we go. I think this is it. Let's see here. I'm gonna be really honest, I already forgot.
You stink, loser.
Let's see, there it is. Okay. These are wrapped nice and tightly, so don't worry. And this one's all blueberries, so we're just gonna go top to bottom on that one. Top to bottom on that one. And let's see, I think that's my line. Choop, 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 choop. All right. So now, through the magic of editing, these are all gonna be plated up. They're gonna go into the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes if you want to eat it quickly. And if you're not having these until way later, the fridge, I would suggest minimum 4 hours to overnight. Now let's grab our meditation juice and take a break for about 10 to 15 minutes. Unless you're one of those fun people using it tomorrow, and then I guess you're gonna have a long meditation.
Inner peace.
We're back after our 15-minute break. Our sandwiches are cooled down. Let's see if we did it right. All right. I think by now it's set up enough. If you forgot to mark it, or if you think you marked it wrong, you can take a quick peek. There we go. So we're cutting corner to corner. There we go. Let's see if we can get a good cross section. There you go. Look at that. There you go, just like a convenience store window. That's trying to fall over. There we go. All right. And now let's take a look. There we go. That was not quite as visually appealing as the strawberries, but there we go. This is where an artistic flair definitely comes in handy.
Prove it.
So everybody at home, let me know. Let's see. What kind of things do you think we could put in this? Of course, we got kiwi and all kinds of fruit, mango, whatever. But I'm just trying to think, what kind of modifications can we do to the cream? Can we add chocolate or powdered coffee, or can we change up the bread? What do you think we could do at home, everybody? Please let me know. And think of the ways you could totally use this. If you're a college kid and you want something that's sweet but won't break the bank, you can't have anything that cooks, but you can have a refrigerator. This is totally a stand-in for cheesecake. Or let's say you're on a diet. This is a low-calorie alternative. It's wonderful. It's good for anybody. Kids love it. Adults love it. Get them to where you are putting the cream on the bread, and then have them help you build the bread. That is the best way to get it going. Okay, let's take a taste of it. Yes, sirree, Bob. That does the trick. Maybe a few more minutes in the freezer would do you a little bit better, but it's not bad at all. So everybody, I get some meditation juice along with this. You're gonna need some tea or coffee.
Keep it coming. Put the pot down. Get away.
Everybody down below, please like, share, subscribe. Send this to your friends that have kids or anybody going to college. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. And fellas, don't worry about all these dishes. I have a fantastic dishwasher. He's about 5'4", 5'2".